wanna sing, but I can't speak. I'm paralyzed when you're next to me, running on dreams, 'cause I can't see how this could be reality. You're holding me close, but I don't know. Do I let you in? Do I let it show? All of my fears and all of these ghosts.
Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Morning Coffee. My name is Rick Alexander, and today we're going over scroll number 2 by Mandino. All 10 of the scrolls were found in his book called The Greatest Salesman. And in it, he has what they feel like is manifestos about his life, and we've been breaking them down. And so I started with like number 7 or 10 or something. I went back, did number 1 last week. Today we move on to scroll number 2, and I'm really excited by this one because it talks about love, which in my estimation is the highest expression of humanity, at least in this plane of existence. And so I'm really excited to break this one down. Line number 1 is, I will greet this day with love in my heart. For this is the greatest secret of success in all ventures. Muscle can split a shield and even destroy life, but only the unseen power of love can open the hearts of men. And until I master this art, I will remain no more than a peddler in the marketplace. I will make love my greatest weapon, and none on whom I call can defend against its force. My reasoning they may counter, my speech they may distrust, my apparel they may disapprove, my face they may reject, and even my bargains may cause them suspicion. Yet my love will melt all hearts, likened to the sun whose rays soften the coldest clay. I will greet this day with love in my heart. So just right away out of that first one, one of the things I mentioned in the intro to this is that love is the highest expression of humanity. And I actually believe that. I think if you take a minute right now and just think back through your life, all of the times where you were like fully in love, what kind of decisions were you making, right? Like you were the best, highest vibrational version of yourself, almost guaranteed. Very few people are like grumpy pants and also in love. And so as you figure that out, right, I feel like that's like the in love version of you is something like the absolute best version of you. And imagine if you were in love with all the different aspects of your life as well. I know that didn't necessarily come up in that first part of the scroll, but just think through, like, what would your life look like if you were truly in love with all the different aspects of it? Like, how incredible of a version of you would that be? And all you have to do is think back to moments where you were truly in love with somebody. Like, you were definitely the best version of yourself. And so you have an option to apply that with everything that you do. And then if you're not in love with things, well, then things need to be replaced probably. But I don't want to digress from the scrolls too much. So getting back to it, I think one of the things that I would just like to talk about, like the main point, is that, regardless of how you show up, regardless of how you dress, regardless of your face, right? All humans, what they actually want is 2 things. They want to be seen and they want to be loved. And if you can make them feel those 2 things, they will always trust you. But the best part is that you give the gift of being seen and being loved to people. And that sounds very woo-woo, and it sounds like, oh, I don't understand the context. But I'm going to be honest with you, like there's not anything that you will never come up against a barrier that you can't get through if you don't put love first, or if you do put love first, right? And at the same time, there's nobody in the world that doesn't want to be in love, right? Like that's just true, right? Like, so just knowing that, giving people that kindness, it will change their lives in extremely different ways, extremely crazy ways. And how will I do this? Henceforth will I look on all things with love, and I will be born again. I'll love the sun, for it warms my bones. Yet I will love the rain, for it cleanses my spirit. I'll love the light, for it shows me the way. Yet I will love the darkness, for it shows me the stars. I will welcome happiness, for it enlarges my heart. Yet I will endure sadness, for it opens my soul. I will acknowledge rewards, for they are my due. Yet I will welcome obstacles, for they are my challenge. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And so there you can say he's really alluding to so imagine what I said, like imagine all of the different aspects of your life if you could really figure out how to be in love with them, right? Really allow yourself, really. It's not like you're like forcing something. You actually just have to allow yourself. You have to put down the bullshit walls of separation that you've convinced yourself exist. Understand that you are connected to all things, and then the love will just be a natural expression of those things. But how much different would your day be if that's the tack that you took on every single thing that you did? And how will I speak? I will laud mine enemies, and they will become friends. I'll encourage my friends, and they will become brothers. Always will I dig for reasons to applaud. Never will I scratch for excuses to gossip. When I am tempted to criticize, I will bite my tongue. When I move to praise, I'll shout from the roof. Is it not so that birds, the wind, the sea, and all nature speaks with the music of praise for their Creator? Can I not speak with the same music to his children? Henceforth will I remember this secret, and it will change my life. I will greet this day with love in my heart. One of the things that I've been talking about this week, or I want to start talking about a little bit more too, is this idea that cynicism is almost a natural byproduct of waking up, or the natural byproduct of knowledge in some way. But I'll also say this, the shitty worldview, like having a bad day, is the easiest thing you could possibly do, right? Like I think about that all the time. It's so easy for me. There's like a version of me that's like really in my ego, and it's like I can really be good at being divisive, and I could bully people, and I could get my way, and I could like really just not put love first in order to like put me first in some way. And that would be the easiest thing I could possibly do, right? But the most difficult thing to do is to stand in the rain and say, thank God this cleanses my soul, right? Is to be in the darkness and be like, yeah, but if it weren't for this, I wouldn't see the stars. Like that worldview takes time. You have to like really appreciate things. You have to really like put time into gratitude. It's not the easy button. The easy button is cynicism, right? The easy button is this bullshit attitude of moving through life like things aren't for you. What I like about this passage, truthfully, is that it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. The easiest thing you could do is just go along with whatever's happening around you in your life. Here's what I mean. Things are good and you applaud those things. Things you like, you applaud them. Super easy to do. Things you don't like, you're like, oh, it's bullshit. You have some opinion about it, right? Super easy to do. You fall into gossip. Super easy to do, right? All those things that are very low vibrational in life, they're always available to you, and they're always the easiest path, right? So you can always have the choice of taking those. And so what I like about this is that he kind of, the way that he's saying, I'm going to applaud no matter what happens. Like, this is my world. I take control here. Nobody else decides how I look at the world, okay? And so I think that there's a lot we can gain from that, because there's a lot of perspectives out there. Another one of them is the universe doesn't give a fuck about you. That's a perspective I used to hang on to, and perhaps it's one that you hang on to. I would also say it's the most intellectually easiest way to explain all of the things that happen outside of our awareness that I can't explain, right? It's the easiest thing to like form a worldview and just be like, well, I don't get that, so whatever. There's also a picture, if you can really get there, that allows you to see that everything's actually conspiring for you. Everything is happening for you in some way. But it takes a lot of effort to get there, a lot of gratitude to get there, a lot of just extra work. But then the beauty is, at the end of the day, you control the fucking narrative for your life, and nobody else does. And that's one of the beauties with deciding if you want to applaud things, and you're going to find that angle and you're going to applaud them. And it'll change your life. It truly will. But the easiest thing you can do is just give up the keys to your existence to whatever happens to be around you. He goes on to say, how will I act? I'll love all manners of men, for each has qualities to be admired, even though they may be hidden. With love, I will tear down the wall of suspicion and hate, which they have built round their hearts, and in its place I will build bridges, so that my love may enter their souls. I will love the ambitious, for they can inspire me. I will love the failures, for they can teach me. I will love the kings, for they are but human. I will love the meek, for they are divine. I will love the rich, for they are yet lonely. I will love the poor, for they are so many. I will love the young for the faith they hold. I will love the old for the wisdom they share. I will love the beautiful for their eyes of sadness. I will love the ugly for their souls of peace. I will greet this day with love in my heart. And you know what I love about that passage is tomorrow's episode, I'm talking about ways to consume self-help advice. And one of the things that I talk about is consuming things that you don't agree with. And the reason being is because they often have something to teach you. But our simple approach to life puts us in a situation where we can't learn from people that we don't agree with. And so one of the things I talk about is opening up yourself to understanding that people that you vehemently disagree with still have something to teach you in life. And one of the things that I love about that passage in particular is that that's exactly what he's saying, right? So he's going to love all of these people regardless, because there's always something that they can teach you about what it means to be human, about how to go through this human experience, and how to improve your own, right? All you got to do is pay attention a lot of the times. The scroll actually continues on. We're about halfway through it, but we're reaching our time limit here on Morning Coffee. And so, again, if you're interested in those, just check out the Mandino scrolls. Also, since I've been doing these, a lot of people have said, I want to go through it myself. I want to read them. There are really interesting things in those. So if you go to rickalexander.com and click on articles, there's one in there where I have all of these Og Mandino scrolls. So if you're interested in that, just head to rickalexander.com and you can get a copy of all these scrolls yourself. I'm going to continue going through them week by week, at least as much as time will afford. But again, if you want to go through them, that's the best place for you to check that out. If you don't want to buy his book, The Greatest Salesman. Hope you guys have an amazing day. I love you. We'll talk tomorrow on Morning Coffee.
Save your bets. I'm not through yet. I'll quit when it becomes a chore. All in stride, time after time. I don't know why I come back here for more. Got awards on my table, but it don't mean a thing. There ain't enough merit in this world that's gonna buy my girl a wedding ring. I got records on my wall, but it don't mean shit. They won't pay my bills when they figure out why I'm sick. No, you don't do it for the money. You don't do it for the fame. Well, all you can say is that it's a love and labor game. It's a love and labor game. It's a love and labor game. And a man's gotta work. You know a man's gotta work. Right? Gotta work. So you're a rover boy, where you're meant to die out on that highway. Now you're self-employed, you're getting way too used to being lonely. When you feel the void, tip that bottle over when you're thirsty. Were you overjoyed? Did it overtake you on your worst day? Don't you do it for the money? No, don't you do it for the fame? Well, all you can say is that it's a love and labor game. It's a love and labor game. It's a love and labor game. And a man's gotta work. You know a man's gotta work. Right? A man's gotta work. So save your bets. I'm not through yet. I'll quit when it becomes a chore. All in stride, time after time. I don't know why I keep coming back for more. I keep coming back for more. Well, I keep coming back for more. You know a man's gotta work. Guess a man's gotta work. You know a man's gotta work.